Welcome to the Smarketing Show, hosted by award-winning B2B sales performance coach Rick Lambert, who has been selected by many of the world's most recognized companies to help them market and sell to win. Let's join Rick now.
All right, I'm going to play a little game with you here. I'm going to call it the Digital Sales Call Feud. And on the board, I've got the top 10 avoidable disasters I've seen happen on digital sales calls. I'm sure you have as well. I'm going to play a little bit of music here for about 30 seconds, give you a chance, if you would, scratch down the disasters you've seen happen, and then we'll see how your answers match with mine. Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds. Be back to you then. All right, now these are not in order 1 to 10. They're just my collection of the 10 avoidable disasters, meaning you could avoid these things. Okay, number 1, ATTIRE. I mentioned earlier, the more we work from home, sometimes the more we look like we're homeless. Okay, and I've seen calls you have as well. Look, you should have a rack of clothes, if nothing else, you throw on before a call so you look professional. If you're selling a business product or service, you got to look the part. So watch your attire. Very, very careful. Okay. Number 2, your background. Look, the person on the sales call is going to look around you. Okay. And you don't want to have messes. I know I'm stating the obvious here, but you have seen things in the background that, again, speak louder than what the other person is talking about. Okay. And if you just need to go to YouTube, you'll see some ultimate disasters. Video off, okay? Turn your video on, okay? Big mistake. I've talked to vice presidents who have gone through sales cycles and never seen the sales rep. It's just their name and a font on the screen. Make sure your video's on. People buy from people, even in a digital setting. How about this one? The bad camera angle, okay? Have you ever seen it? Let me show you a quick graphic right here. Now, this is a bad camera angle. Now, here's another bad camera angle. My point is, make sure the camera is looking right into your eyes ideally, and your face fills a good percentage of the screen. Watch your camera angle, okay? Next is bad lighting. Now, bad lighting, okay, can be very easily corrected, but if you've got your back to a window or the lighting is only shining on one side of your face, you're not going to look the part again. And again, I'm going back to people buy with their eyes, okay, before they buy with their pocketbook. Let's talk about another one here. Start time, stop time. So many times, right, I've been on calls, I'm sure you have as well, and the host doesn't arrive until 3-4 minutes after the start time. So what you want to do as the pro elite seller is arrive early, open up the meeting, whether your team, Zoom, whatever, so when the person arrives, you're ready to go. And then be very careful going overtime, right? The nice thing about virtual meetings is the customer sees them as more compact sessions typically, and so the start and stop time is very critical to earn the next meeting. How about this one? Body language, okay? And I don't mean you. What I mean is, are you able to watch the body language of the person or people you're selling to? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you a graphic here. Now, you tell me, can you spot who's off on email, who's on their cell phone, who's paying no attention to you whatsoever? And I've seen salespeople just keep going through like a train. They don't even stop, even though they're the only ones listening to what they're saying. And so, having done over 1,000 paid events, okay, for salespeople like yourself, what I do when someone's, kind of going off on their own trail is I'll mention their name. So I might say, for example, if, Jim's drifting off, I might say, Jim, this is something I think you'd really be interested in. Now, all of a sudden, Jim's triggered. Or I may say, hey, Jim, I got a question for you about what we're talking about here. And immediately that will disconnect him from what he's doing and he'll come back in. It's a very powerful technique to bring people off email and back into your virtual call. How about distractions? Now, there's all kinds of distractions, okay? My Labradoodle's been in enough Zoom calls for me to learn my lesson. But how about some simple things like maybe turning off your phone or things that could be avoided? Here's another one, interruptions. Now, the difficult part about the digital sales call is that when one person's talking and you talk over them, it's a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo. So we got to be very careful not to interrupt and talk over people. And the bigger the group gets, you and I know that's difficult. So you got to be very careful of how we do that. And the last thing I'm going to say that I've seen that's an absolute disaster is showing the wrong screen. Now look, before your call, you want to make sure you've got the screens open that you want to show, okay? and not the ones that you don't want to show. So there's my list of the top 10 avoidable disasters I've seen on digital sales calls, and hopefully that'll help you correct so you're, selling to win on your next call.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Smarketing Show. If you enjoyed today's show, please like, share, and subscribe to get the latest B2B insights to help you market and sell to win.